This right here is the newest Ecoflow River 3. This is the smallest power bank that I have had on this channel, but it does pack quite a bit of power, so it might actually be what you need for your camping trips, your outdoor adventures. However, this is so new. Before I open this up, I actually don't really know that much about it. Let's go ahead and unbox this thing, show you what's inside, and then we'll run some tests on it and see what kind of capability this has, what kind of capacity this has, and whether it will be right for you and your outdoor adventures. All right, first of all, we have got the instruction manual here. So we do have the top grip. Again, this is going to be a flat surface on top, and it does have a pretty cool shape to it. Very similar to the other ones. However, it's just a little bit shorter. In this part, we have the cords XC90, and then you've got your plug here. Same plug as every other Ecoflow product. All right, so we'll go ahead and crank this on. There is a look at the face. The power button is going to be here. Just going to press that for 1 second. Off the bat, it's going to be at 29%. So if you're planning on grabbing this and heading out the door, you will need to charge this up a little bit more. So on the front, we've got the DC on and off. On this side, we've got the AC on and off. As far as plugs go, on the front, we have got a grounded plug and then another plug right on this side, and that is going to be the entirety of your AC. On this side, this is going to be your standard 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, and that will be right there. It looks like we've also got a USB-A on either side, and then a USB-C in the middle. This little door on the side, that is really cool. This is all hard-sided. You've got your plug for this cord, and then you're going to have your solar and your car input here. This is going to be the part that plugs into your car. If you want to do solar, then you go ahead and get yourself one of those solar chargers. It's very likely that if you get a solar panel, especially if you get an Ecoflow one, that you will have this plug that will go in here. So pretty easy at 245 watts. I don't imagine this would take too long to power up. The one I use the most is an Ecoflow 400 watt one. So if you do the math on that, in a direct sunny day in the perfect conditions, this would be able to charge in a little under an hour, maybe closer to like 45 minutes. If you have a 100 watt solar panel in perfect conditions, it'd be about 2.5 hours. This has a good weight to it. It's pretty well balanced. Definitely something you could stack things on top of and stack this on top of other things. It's really compact, really sleek. So again, this is the Ecoflow River 3. At the time of releasing, this is brand new. This is a 245 watt-hour power bank. So a nice little compact unit. In comparison, I think this is only like 7 or 8 pounds. Pretty lightweight, easy to carry with one hand. And you're going to get 245 watt hours of power. Looking at the manual here, it does look like it has 550 watts of total output. It is about 25% lighter and about 33% smaller than the industry standard, so very compact. You know, these power banks now, compared to like the first generation I had of some of the Ecoflow stuff or some other brands, they are getting so much better. So if you are in the market and you're trying to compare between getting a used one or getting a new one, I would personally recommend getting yourself a new one. So another thing to consider on these is, just like with any Life PO4 or lithium iron phosphate battery, these are going to have a much better capacity than the old style batteries. So essentially, this should be around in the same area of about 3,000 cycles from 0 to 100 until your battery capacity is diminished to about 80%. So it is very likely that most people will not actually get to that, because you got to think about it. That is about 3,000 days of going from 0 to 100 and back down to 0 in order to get this down to 80% capacity, which it is still usable at that point. it will just be a slightly diminished capacity. I don't think I've gotten a single power bank anywhere close to that. And sometimes I will use them in my office to run my computers, run other things. And I have had no issues with diminished battery capacity. And even if you did have any issues, you've got a 5-year warranty on this. So you can rest easy knowing that Ecoflow does stand behind its products. So actually, as this is charging back up, we're going to see how accurate the device is compared to the Maker Fire. So it looks like we are pulling about 4.8 volts and 9.6, 9.9, 10 watts. What are we getting here on the front? Looks like it's saying about 10 watts right there. I would go ahead and rate it really accurate. And if you look here, this will show about 20 hours until this thing dies. So you could charge this for 20 hours, which you would definitely not need to. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and connect this up, and you can actually choose the layout. So it looks like right now we are putting out about 10 watts. Obviously we know that from this test. I can turn on with this app, I can turn on the AC and you'll see that illuminate over here. Then you can turn off and on the DC, which you'll see right there. So I did want to point out that if you do need more than 2 USBs or a USB-C, then you can add on one of these and just plug it in. And then you've got more there. So, you know, if you have a lot of USB-Cs or USBs, then you can add that on with one of these little bricks. So overall, what do I think of this device? Well, to put it frankly, I do think that this is probably the best starter power bank that there is out there. It's super lightweight. It's very accurate. It's going to be able to charge pretty much everything, you know, that a beginner camper or, you know, someone that just wants to charge their phone, maybe a laptop, something like that. Or you could potentially run a fridge off of this. And because it does have the UPS mode, you know, I could potentially use that at my house and edit on my desktop. That way, if the power ever went out, then I wouldn't lose my computer. I would be able to back up everything because then the electricity flow would never stop and I could keep my stuff on. So this would be a really good backup. And it's very likely that that is what I'll use it for when I'm not actually camping. Likely my best case use, and I think most people's use, will be to take this up in their tent, in the rooftop tent, or if they sleep in the bed, take it in there, charge your phone up, charge your devices that you're going to use in the morning. And you're not going to spend 4 figures like you would on, let's say a 1,000-watt one. So I think for a lot of people, this will be a really great product. And even though I have some pretty big power banks from them, I still have a use case for this and I really like it. So if you guys do want to check this out, please check out the link below. If you like this video, like the video, subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and I will see you guys in the next video.